Okay. Yeah, sorry, it was a little bit confusing to set up the chat this morning. I think I'm using somebody else's account. Thanks, Adam. So there's a lot of people in here. I think this might be the biggest Tiny chat room we've put together. It's a medium-sized chat. Thanks to Rolling Stone for hosting us today. And I think we're going to get Mike pretty soon. Is that right? Mike Einziger. Hello to Brazil. Hello to Russia. Hello to Ecuador. Hello to Argentina. Hello to Malaysia. Germany. Canada. Egypt. Holland. Kazakhstan. Poland. So they're still texting me, trying to get me into the room, but I'm in the room. I am not actually on Shinoda, but I'm using Adams. What up, Mike?
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm usually under Mike Shinoda. Today I'm borrowing somebody's account because that's the one they accidentally put me on. Adam is fan club headquarters, so that's got the wrong name up there. Mr. Mike Einziger, how are you? You there?
I'm doing very well. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, awesome. I'm good. What's happening?
You know, I'm at home. Where are you?
I know. I see your art on the walls back there. I know where you are. That's the studio. That's the creation laboratory.
Is the studio. Mike has come over and visited the studio and blessed my guitars. Who is in the house today? What do we have in here? England.
Where am I?
I'm looking at all these guys in the chat in the text chat here. It's a very international chat today.
Incubus. I like that.
Yeah.
I gotta turn off my phone.
All right, guys.
Wow, that's moving very quickly.
I know, huh? I'd love to answer some questions. They're going so fast, I don't know if we'll be able to read anything.
I have a bunch that were sent to me.
What do you have, Mike?
I've got, let's see, let me find them real quick.
I saw some on Twitter yesterday. I'm going to grab those too.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm just finding one that's good. All right, I've got one.
I'm going to put on my headphones. So this is a little,
all right.
Like get we. All right.
All right, I've got a question from. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we're all good. I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Okay, so at Chase May Jr. asks, Incubus, what's your favorite Linkin Park song? And Linkin Park, what's your favorite Incubus song?
What a great question. I love it. Yeah.
I'm really bad with song titles, but there was a song that you guys had on your last record. It had such an awesome beat. I'm trying to think, like the lyrics were something like from the front to the back. You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah, I know which one that is. These guys know. What is it? Wretches and Kings. There it is. Wretches and Kings is the name.
That's a badass song. How'd you get the drums to sound like that? Those are some huge drum sounds. I remember I was sitting in my car and that thing came on. I was like, damn, Mike Shinoda.
We, actually, I've been building like a, library of sounds for ever since I was probably like, and so yeah, those are just like things I've collected along the way. It seems like a lot of people make like 808 drum kits, but not all 808 drum kits are created equal. Some people have EQ'd them, compressed them, run them onto tape, put them back into the computer, and yeah, I think part of that kit Ruben's 808 machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
that sounds great.
Thanks, man. I'm looking at my my iTunes right now. I mean, in my phone, I've got probably Megalomaniac might be my favorite one in my phone. But I actually some of you guys know the guys from Incubus and some of the guys from our band grew up kind of grew up in the same area. Oh, my thing looks like it's freezing. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. I gotcha.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so some of my favorite stuff is like some of the older stuff just because, whenever you have a like a specific memory or whatever attached to certain songs, it can be special. And God, I'm going to look in iTunes right now and see the name of the song that I'm thinking of. But
the soundtracks of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's funny. I know that people, your fans have asked you. I remember the Fungus Among Us CD cover or CD case used to sit on the counter in my friend's house. Like, I think it was there like all year, like in his parents' kitchen, like just forever. I remember that being like a permanent fixture in his kitchen for some reason. I don't know what it was about that. That it was like always sitting around, like getting thrown into the CD player. It's funny.
Where was this? Was this in Agora or Thousand Oaks or where were you guys?
Yeah, that was back in Agora. And we were probably like I'm probably thinking like I don't know, like 95-ish. When did you guys do that? When did you guys do that? Was it I guess it's an album. It was 10 tracks, right? I'm looking at it right now.
Well, it was all the demos that we recorded while we were in high school, and so we started making those demos like I'd say like around late 93, 94.
Right.
And Fungus Among Us, all that was just a collection of all the songs that we had recorded, demos that we had made up until that point. So in 95, we decided to put them all together on CD and, call it an album. And because we weren't, we didn't have a record deal or anything at that time, so we figured the best way to do it was to put it out ourselves. And so that's what we did, and yeah, Fungus Among Us came out in 1995. Can't believe how long ago that was.
I know, right? Yeah, at that time we were making I was making like rap demos on cassette 4-track.
Mm-hmm.
On a Tascam.
Well, actually, it's funny. I don't know if you know the song off of the album Science. There's a song called Magic Medicine. Do you know it? It's like a little kind of an interlude
okay, yeah.
between songs, and I recorded that on a 4-track Tascam recorder.
Nice.
That was one of the I used to do all this kind of like drum and bass stuff with that, where I would play the drums real slow and with like a real slow tape speed, and then I would speed it up real fast, and you get these really cool sounding drum tracks. That was one of those ones where I had Jose play those drum beats, and I recorded it with the Tascam, and it just came out cool. So yeah, pretty fun.
Did you guys have who was the A&R guy at Immortal? Did you guys work with it? You were on Immortal, right?
Yeah, we worked with
Guy's
Paul
name?
Pontius. Happy Walters was
Dude,
Happy
okay,
Walters
so
is the what's that?
I have a Paul Pontius story. So you guys, Korn, and a couple other artists had his A&R information in the back of the CD, I think. And it was like Immortal was like a little indie label, not little, but they were an indie label, and they had started to have some really good rock music. And in fact, in the year or two after, they had some hip hop stuff too. I think they're related to like Buzz Tone or something, the other, which was their
Yeah, well
hip hop.
that was Happy's
Yeah.
management hip hop. He did a lot of hip hop stuff like in the days prior to that. Like he actually worked with some people that I knew before we were ever signed with them, and I never even really realized it until later. He had signed some friends of mine from high school.
Mm. Well, we sent it was like me and my friend, that friend Mark, who had your CD in his kitchen. So Mark
Uh-huh.
and I wrote this little like 4-song demo, and that was the only 4 songs that we had. And we sent it to that address and addressed it to Paul Pontius. And he
Cool.
called us. He called us like right away, which is really like strange because if what I know now, based on what I know now about A&R and how much stuff they probably get and whatever, it was pretty wild that this guy like called us right back. So we met with him like a couple days later. We went into his office and he was like, so what's the deal with the band? How many people are in the band? Have you played any shows? And the answer to everything was like, no, we haven't done anything. We aren't anybody. We don't even have a band. It's me and Mark recording stuff on a 4-track. He's like, what studio are you recording in? I'm like, a 4-track in my bedroom. He's like, you're kidding me.
That's awesome, man.
He's like, this isn't done in the studio. He's like, listen to me. You got to put them together. You've got to record in a real studio, and like, just keep sending me the stuff. I can't believe you guys don't even have a band. And it was that guy Paul Pontius that really like put us on track to like take our thing a little more seriously. It's pretty awesome.
You know that?
I've said it before, and I've said his name. I haven't seen him. I don't even know what he's doing, but
Yeah, he's around. I'll connect you with him. He's a good guy. He would probably love to talk to you.
that's really funny, man. That is really funny. I bet Mark has seen him because Mark now does. He's in management and stuff, and he works with a whole bunch of different bands.
Does he work with Bino?
Yeah, he works with Bino at Velvet Hammer.
Yeah, I saw him just a few days ago.
Yeah, good dudes.
Cool.
So let's see, what else do we have here in the I like that first question from these guys. That was good. That's a good way to start it. I kind of answered it. I said megalomaniac. I think if I were to pick something off of the new record, well, maybe we should move on. I've got Dig Drive and Megalomaniac in my phone, and I've got a ton of your stuff in my iTunes. So I'm not going to go picking through it and pick favorites other than that.
You got me beat, man. You got me beat.
We got Sri Lanka in the house.
Your last record, man. I love your last record.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Mike. I'm excited for everybody to hear the new stuff. It's like, I feel like we keep, you know how it is, like you want to experiment and try and like just get better at what you do.
I'm drinking coffee like I'm like Ron Burgundy right now. My mustache, like, hello, coffee breath, morning coffee breath. Gross.
Stay classy.
I saw that fly down the screen. It's so funny how people are just saying random things. It says like, Mike, do you like cats? Yeah, I like cats.
Mike, are you Russian? Do you have Russian roots?
I do have some kind of Russian roots. I'm a Russian, which means I'm in a hurry. Will you marry me? Sorry, I'm engaged. I'm taken. What else? What do we got? It says Mike. Hello, Ecuador. Hello, Ecuador. We love you in Ecuador. We're sorry we haven't been there yet, but maybe we'll come there together. Shinoda, want to go do a tour in South America?
I'll do it.
All right.
I'm in.
Argentina. Brazil.
Oh, now they're all shouting out countries. Look at this. Look how crazy that is.
Mexico. Oh, yeah.
We saw Macedonia a minute ago. Nice. Korea. Where's China at?
Awesome.
China, stand up. Where are you?
What's that?
China, are the Chinese representing today? Oh wait, they're from the UK. Gosh, I'm looking at the
Halo.
no. There's a Linkin Park question. I'm gonna play. Oh, Halo. I heard you guys are good.
We're good at Halo. We are. Yeah, we're good. But we haven't played in like a long time though, so I don't know how do you guys play?
Exactly, same here. We used to play, and
it's been a while.
you know, it's like yeah.
But were you guys, you know,
Got questions?
about it? Like,
are we gonna play new material off the new album? Somebody's saying at that time. Actually, when we hit the road with Incubus, they'll be out. So I imagine we're gonna play a good chunk of new material on that tour. On the tour before that, we'll probably only play a couple, maybe one or two songs. So yeah, so the U.S. tour will be a good chance to see some new stuff, and of course, like we always play the other albums too, singles and stuff usually.
who are you going for in the NBA Finals? Well, I gotta say, I'm just, and we're LA, so we're Lakers all the way. But we win so much that it's kind of like almost feel bad. Almost feel kind of bad. The Clippers are kind of doing well.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have a friend who's like a big Clippers fan, and this is like his big year, and he's trying to talk all tough about the Clippers and the Lakers, and I'm like, dude, the last thing you want is a Clippers-Lakers showdown at any point. Like, you want the Clippers to play every team except for the Lakers, because if they play the Lakers, they'll have that cloud of I don't know, the history over top of them. They're used to losing to the Lakers.
Yeah.
You can do it. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that's the main thing they're going to be playing against.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe likes our music, so I gotta support. I'm sure Kobe needs our support big time.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Awesome. Slovenia, what's up? Poland, what's up?
Thailand, Arizona, Portugal, Spain, Chile, Switzerland, Kazakhstan.
I like the people who are shouting out like a state. Yeah. People are like Russia. Yeah. This guy's like Minnesota.
I keep seeing
El Paso.
Mike tell us about Fort Minor. Asking about Fort Minor.
Fort Minor is Fort Minor is not like I just I'm trying to focus on the Linkin Park stuff right now, and I think there's like Fort Minor elements in the LP stuff. Like that's like the Wretches and Kings. That song is like almost more of a Fort Minor song to me.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
There's stuff in there that on the new record that like has a little bit of that hip hop energy. I feel like the next record too has a little bit more rapping on it. So if the Fort Minor thing is your thing, then maybe you'll.
I just saw a question go by. It said, Mike, how is your relationship guys from LP?
Maybe they're talking. Like, maybe they're talking to you.
Maybe they're talking about. No, I think they were talking about me.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's good, man. It's all love. It's all just love. We're looking forward.
I did a lot of interviews with Kilmore last week, and I haven't hung out with that guy that much. He's a good dude. I like that guy.
Yeah, Chris is really cool. He's very, very chill. He's like the Zen guy in the band. He's just always cool. Like everyone else could be freaking out, he'll just be cool.
What was it like meeting that guy? Because I know, band lineup changes. This was years and years ago, but lineup changes can be really interesting or can be stressful. So, what was that whole thing like?
Meeting Chris was just like a blessing. Awesome. He is just real mellow, really, really good at what he does. He's just super easy to work. Just really skilled. Really skilled. Really, really strong sense of rhythm. I guess if you're going to be, especially you have to be dropping samples really on. If you don't have good rhythm, that's going to be a real, real tough situation. And it was a tough situation for us up until that point. And he really just filled the spot up. And ever since he joined the band, his musicality has just been developing. He started learning how to play keyboards, and he got really into all the sort of old analog synthesizers. I think he's just developed as a musician tremendously over the last few years. It's been really fun because I didn't think that that's really what direction things would go in, but they did, and it's just been good. He's he's a legit keyboard player now. I can shout out a chord progression at him. He'll play it backwards, forwards, in any different sort of configuration. He understands how music works, so it's good. He's much more than just like a turntablist. But he can't do that.
Yeah, definitely. I love his. I saw Instagram. You're on Instagram too, right?
I'm not actually. I need to get on it. I'm gonna get on it just because you asked me to. I need to get on it.
Go on. Do me a favor. Get on Vidi, because that's we're trying to do more stuff on Vidi. I mean, I love Instagram too. The reason I brought that up is because Kilmore has a couple. He takes his photos on, I think. It's he's got some good stuff.
He's really into it. We were playing golf the other day, and we were in Tucson, Arizona, and he started taking these pictures of the desert and of all these cacti all over the place, and they looked crazy. He has these lenses, those. You have those too, don't you? I think I saw you with those the other day. Those lenses.
Yeah. I've got something similar to what he has, but it's a different. His thing is cool. It's a little lens pack that attaches to the side of the phone case. I don't know. It looks. I mean, they're cool. I like that on Instagram. I want to. Yeah. You guys should get on Vidi too, because they're little short videos.
Yeah.
It's video.
We've used Vidi for a lot of stuff actually.
No, you guys were started on it about when we did. The band has an account.
Yeah. We did a lot of it when our record came out, but I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more of it when we start the tour. I'm sure it'll be a ridiculous Vidi, Instagram, Twitter fest. Everybody in my band is always trying to outdo each other. They're all all the guys are always trying to say something that'll just either make everybody uncomfortable or piss everybody off or something, and it's really fun. Especially though, we used to have, before it was online, we used to have these Photoshop wars where we would take pictures of each other, and it was mostly Kill and Ben and Brandon. Well, no, Jose, sorry, all them. everybody except for me because I didn't really do too much. But they would take photos of each other and just put each other in real compromising situations with Photoshop in really amazing ways. And I have a feeling that's like kind of going to transfer real well into Instagram for sure.
We our version of that, we don't actually have to Photoshop much because we can just catch each other in using positions without any Photoshop. Joe in particular, Johan is like, he's like a narcoleptic or something, and just constantly falls asleep during like he falls asleep during everything, and like he literally would fall asleep at like nearly every Monday. We'd have a get together to talk about the record and like see how progress was going, and he would fall asleep during those sessions every single week. And our engineer Ethan has literally, I don't think Joe even knows this, he literally has like one picture per week for like over a year of whenever we were in the studio of Joe asleep on the couch or in a chair or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
Whole collection.
Yeah, you got to make a coffee table book out of it.
Oh, they're going to be, if they're not like tour laminates at some point, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, it needs like a coffee table book, like a big hardcover like big leather book of like all the pictures of him asleep. Be great.
That's amazing.
All right, what else? Funny. What else we got? I'm trying to. It's the screen. It moves so fast. Somebody just asked me to come to Israel to eat hummus. I love hummus. I love hummus. It's so good. Somebody just asked if you're going to have an art show soon.
No art shows soon. I with the record and stuff. I think we're putting I'm putting pretty much all my attention into the Linkin Park Living Things record, and the record comes out in a month, so we're going to be working pretty hard to get it off the ground. The video, like we're working on the video right now. The video's getting closer. Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody just wrote, "Mike, you are so sexy," and I was wondering if they were talking about you or if they're talking about me. We'll never know.
I'm glad that we haven't had to do a lot of stuff like.
Oh, it says Mike is so sexy. They keep writing it. It couldn't be talking about me though.
Oh, okay, now it's moving. Right. Like you said that, and now it's moving like twice as fast.
It said Shinoda. It said Shinoda is so sexy. They're talking about you. They're not talking about me.
That's funny. Let's see here.
It's all good. It's good. It's okay.
Somebody asked.
Fine.
Hey, look at this. You're gonna piss Mike off, man. You guys, be nice.
Hey, do you guys want this tour to happen or not?
There's some questions on Twitter about. Let's see. Oh crap! I just lost it.
Some people are asking about. Oh, sorry. Go on. I have ADD. Keep going.
Do we want to do we want to take the tour to other countries? And that'd be fun. I mean, we'd have to see. I don't know.
The world.
If we, the problem is if you guys piss Mike off, if you keep pushing him, you guys might ruin your chances.
Yeah, if you don't say that I'm sexy, then there is no tour, no how, no way.
It's actually in the contract for the tour that we have to regularly tell each of the guys in Incubus that they are sexy, indeed.
All right. Like somebody was asking me about what Rennie's doing in the background because he's sitting there. I could see him in the rear view.
Why is he lurking back there? What's going on?
He's kind of a lurker. He's just back there.
What's up with all those like telescopes?
Those are video cameras for I don't know, like web operations that they got going on over here.
That's serious, man.
Yeah, this is like the Incubus world headquarters over here. So all kinds of stuff happening. Telescopes. It'd be cool if they were telescopes, though. I have a telescope at my house, and the first time I pulled it out and looked at anything, I saw Jupiter, and it took my breath away. It was amazing. I saw the spot and the rings and all that. The moons. I could see all the moons orbiting Jupiter. Pretty cool. All right, what else? Somebody asked if I know Skrillex. I don't know Skrillex.
That's a really random question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it random or is it not random?
I mean, people are asking, like, somebody who likes dubstep. Do you like dubstep? Dubstep is interesting because dubstep is like, you know, it's like, I remember during like the mid-90s when drum and bass became popular, it was kind of like, it migrated from Europe and from England over here to the U.S., and it was a very specific time. I remember when I first started hearing it, I was really, really tripped out by it, and I actually, it became very sort of interesting for me to try, and I was always trying to kind of recreate drum and bass music with live instruments. Like back then, that was how a lot of the songs, like that song Magic Medicine that was on Science, and some of the bonus tracks and stuff on like our EP Enjoy Incubus before that, and even some stuff that was on Fungus Among Us, and like Pardon Me, for example, is a song where you really kind of were trying to do this like drum and bass thing. And the dubstep, it kind of reminds me a bit of when, you know, bass was kind of really becoming popularized. It's like it's like the dubstep stuff is so over the top. Like a lot of it kind of just sounds corny to me. But I will say that, like, from a sound design sort of point of view, like the sonics of some of it are just like incredible. Like Skrillex is like some of the sounds that he gets and like the hugeness of the mixes that he makes are like, I mean, you can't really, like, I can't knock any of that stuff. It's like, it's incredible sounding. It sounds like a film, which I know, Mike, you know, it's like, you know, I feel like that's kind of been very much in your realm, you know, like sort of the things that you do. Like you make these big sounding beats that are like, you know, that would go very well with like a cinematic sort of backdrop. And so I'm curious actually to see what you think of like all this dubstep stuff.
Actually, yeah, I like it. I don't have, I wouldn't say that I go deep into it. I mean, I'm into, I like Skrillex stuff, Excision, Datsik, what else? A couple friends, like folks that I've kind of run into here and there, like Havoc Indeed did a remix for us, and I don't know if you call them dubstep, but they definitely have like some roots in that genre, as like the Glitch Mob and guys like that. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, you know, a story that actually I guess I should tell these guys is, oh yeah, I like Nero.
I love Nero actually too. Nero's awesome.
At the beginning of this record, when we were writing Living Things, like we were in the first couple months, you know, people are management and the label, like they're just trying to help out and stuff and make suggestions that might like make things better or easier or think outside the box and whatever. And they said, you know, would you consider, like, do you want to do any songs with any of these, you know, electronic producers or beat makers or DJs or whatever? And you know, named off some people and everything. And my feeling about that whole thing is this: like for like maybe like hip hop groups or like, you know, collaborative, like there are certain things that collaboration really, I think, is everything. Like some albums and some artists, all about great collaborations. When it comes to our band, I think what we hold highest when we're in the studio is really like making our own records on our own, first and foremost. After that, like we'll remix stuff and get into the, you know, studio with other people as like a secondary, kind of like a second tier kind of thing. But I wouldn't want anybody to feel like we were just jumping on the electronic like bandwagon because it's hot. You know what I mean? It's clearly like they're, you know, the electronic music makers are doing really well right now, and more power to them. Like it's, you know, I just feel like they should have their own thing and do their own, you know, make their own magic and all that. And I don't want to be like kind of like trying to catch up with that because I wasn't there on the front lines, you know. So to get involved at this point is kind of silly. Other than like, for me, like a remix is dope. We actually when we put out the if you buy Living Things from LinkinPark.com, you get a it's the only place you'll get a subscription to remixes, like a remix every month. So from now until we run out of remixes, basically from now until it's probably like the end of the year, beginning of next year, we'll be giving everybody remixes. And yeah, I'd expect like some dubstep, a dubstep remix or two, some electronic stuff, maybe some, you know, more industrial style or hip hop style stuff too. Metal. They said metal. Metal remix. Mike, will you do a heavy metal remix for us?
You asked me to do a remix for you the other day.
I know, but will you do? Will you do? They want to. They want like a metal one. Do you think we could? You and I could do like a straight up like. How metal
Slayer
could we
mix?
get? The Slayer. That'd be so awesome. I would love. Can we do? But how would I be involved with a Slayer mix? Like, what am I gonna do? Can I like program the drums? That's like sounds silly. Like, we need to just get a like metal like drummer.
You ever listen to Atari Teenage Riot?
Yeah.
They sampled Slayer. Like, I remember that was around that time, like 94, 95, when drum and bass was becoming like popular. But they weren't drum and bass really at all. They were like just like electronic punk music somehow, if that makes sense. Like they were just raw. I love their music so much. I got to see them tonight actually at Coachella. They were awesome. Yeah, they were the only band that I got to see play at Coachella actually. But
how did the Frank Ocean thing go, by the way?
It was really fun. I played with Frank Ocean the other night at Coachella, and we had it was just really cool. It was like very kind of out of left and totally unexpected, and I don't know, just a really good time. I'm not used to playing shows, you know, with anybody else other than Incubus, so it was just like completely different, but super cool. And it was the first time I've ever been to Coachella. Also, have you been out to Coachella, Mike?
Once a long time ago.
Yeah, I've never been, so it was kind of cool to like just see all the tents, but I didn't get to really hang out or anything like that. I tweeted a couple pictures of me getting on the helicopter. I flew on a helicopter out there. It was awesome.
Great.
So I had to take off, but you know. So anyway, but yeah, remix. Let's do it. Let's do some kind of a strange remix. I don't know what it'll be, but death metal. It's not death metal.
That's what they want death metal.
I love death metal. I grew up listening to some serious death metal.
Dude, we'll just mix a bunch of crazy crap. We'll see how wild we can get with it.
All right, I'm down.
Like I said,
you said heavy metal. They were like heavy metal, not death metal.
We're gonna wait until we've got we're a little bit closer to the album release, and then we'll get on it. You guys get back, and we get back.
Somebody wrote, "Try the ketchup, motherfucker."
Yeah, that's one of our songs. I said try to catch up, and everybody took that and ran with it. And now they've made like T-shirts that have my face that say "Try the catch up, motherfucker."
Nice.
It's very
nice.
Funny. It's a little it's a small scheme in our little world.
Nice. Cool. It's unbelievable. How many people are in this chat? Is there any way of knowing?
Yeah, it says 927.
Oh, okay. That's right. I can't see. There's a number. It says 9:20. Now it's 9:26. We lost somebody. Nope, they're back. No, now it's 9:33.
They were commenting on your dog. Somebody actually wrote the dog is sex.
I
don't know what's up with that.
It's Rennie's dog. It says, I want the dog.
That's really scary.
You play Pokemon? No, I don't play Pokemon. I can have the dog. How's this, sir?
It's getting crazy. We'll look back at Twitter and see if we got anything else. I got to go soon, guys. Got to run. But let's see what we got here.
Somebody wrote, Mike, you're a muffin.
A muffin?
Yeah. Okay, here's one good question. Says, what's the most hilarious happening you've ever had on your tours? So you tell a funny tour story. I'll tell a funny tour story.
Oh man. You guys want to hear a? I'll let you pick. Do you want to hear the story where? Here's the basic ideas of the stories. Do you want to hear a story? My worst drunken incident. Do you want to hear what happened with our band and the whole crew at a bar at the hotel? Or do you want to hear about what's funny? A mishap on stage.
I want to hear about a mishap on stage.
A mishap on stage? It's a good one. So we had, Mike, you might be, I don't know if this has ever happened to any of you guys, but we they wanted to join. I'll tell those two stories. I'll do those two stories. So they're both short though. So we rotate set lists pretty often now. Usually we'll have a few of them that we kind of play around with, and we may make changes as we go. And so it's, night to night, if something's new or flipped around, like we're on top of it. So there was one night where we were closing the main part of the set with One Step Closer, and then we'd leave and we'd come back. We'd leave the stage for a little bit, get a drink of water, and come back for an encore and play a few more songs. So One Step Closer had been the song that we'd end that part of the set with, like, for a month. And right before that was a couple songs before that was In the End. So I was out. I'd gone down into the crowd for In the End. I was standing on the barricade with the fans and, grabbing hands, and we're song and whatever, and the song ends, and we were all I was just pumped up. I had so much energy. And I'm talking to the crowd, and I'm hyping them up, getting them ready for the end, for the next couple songs. Having them make noise and stuff, and like the energy level's going up, up, up. And I look back, and the band is gone. They're just fucking gone. I'm sitting out in the crowd, hyping everybody up, make some noise and whatever, and it's time for the encore already. Because we switched the set list around, and I forgot. I didn't know that it was going to go In the End, and then we're going to take a break. So I'm sitting out there hyping everybody up. And all right, cool. Now everybody's hyped, and bye. And I just basically had to walk off stage like an asshole. And my bandmates are sitting backstage just laughing at me. They're just they were just dying. They're making fun of me and shit. And I just basically had to pretend it just never happened. Came back out on stage with everybody and played the rest of the set. But it was so embarrassing, man.
It's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. But the drunk story is short, and it's really, I think it's even better just because, so we went to this bar in Japan, and it's in a little alleyway, and you go inside. They have all these beers are this big. They're tiny little things, and they basically they're so small that you can't remember how many you've had. So I had a lot to drink. Hold on a second. I had a lot to drink, and then I passed out So I'm sitting in this chair on it's like a couch, and I'm sitting there, and I like open my eyes, and I'm like, oh crap, and like I think it was like Dave or Joe. It's like, hey, we're gonna go, like, come out front. So I sit up, and I'm looking at the guys, and everybody's saying goodbye to everybody. We walk out front, and I thought they were all with me, but when I got outside, they weren't. And so I'm like waiting for them, and I'm still really groggy and drunk, and I was like, shit, I'm just going to sit down on the curb. So like if this is the front entrance of the building, there's like the little alleyway like this, and then there's a curb right here. So I basically walk across this little one-way street, and I sit down on the curb, and I'm just waiting, and I'm getting sleepier and like whatever. And the next thing I know, the owner of the club is like hovered over me. He's like, Mike, what are you doing? You're in the alleyway. And I'm like, huh? And I'm looking outside, and it's like the sun's starting to come up, and I'm like, what time is it? He's like, it's like 5 in the morning. I had basically fallen asleep and like spent the night sleeping around in the alleyway in Tokyo. And the guys, I was like, my first thought was like, what the hell happened with the rest of my guys in my band? Why did they just leave me out here? Well, then if this was the door of the bar, and you come out like this, the cab that was picking us up had pulled up just like that, so they couldn't see me. I was asleep. Like they were here, I was asleep here, and the cab was in between, and they just got in the cab and were like, oh, I guess he already took a cab back, like, and they just bailed on me and left me to sleep on the ground in Tokyo overnight.
It's not too dissimilar from your live experience.
They're always just like, yeah, they always just throw me under the bus, basically.
Yeah, like it's the same thing as them leaving you on stage by yourself, but you were out in the audience.
Yeah. Oh, they love. Yeah. I guess that's that's our dynamic. They just love to leave me hanging.
Yeah. Well, I guess now it's my turn to tell a tour story. Sort of in, I guess, in spirit of, I wasn't drunk, but I smashed my guitar and my guitar amps on stage in, where was that, in the Philippines? I believe that was in the Philippines. We had a show just not even that long ago. It was probably like 6 months ago. And maybe some of the people in the chat room know if that was in the Philippines. Where was it that hey guys, where was I smashed my guitar? Was that in the Philippines? Somebody write that. Let's see what this is.
It was in Russia, Poland. Oh, somebody said yes, it was the Philippines.
Yeah. So so we came out on stage, and it was, it was a big sold-out show in this arena. First song, we're playing Megalomaniac, your favorite song, Mike, and it's like right at the spot where the guitar, comes in really heavy, like it's supposed to be really full on and huge sounding, and we're building up to it and building up to it, building up, and then all of a sudden, no guitar, just gone. First song in, and it's like, in front of like 15,000 people, it makes you feel like you got your balls chopped off, like you're just naked. And I got really pissed because it was like, so much effort goes into coming and playing a show like that, like all the traveling and all the being tired and everything. You just want to rock so hard at especially the first song of it, into a show like that. And so when the guitar shut off, I just got so pissed. First I smashed took the guitar, and I put the neck, like the headstock of the guitar head first, right into the speakers. And I smashed the guitar, broke the neck in half. And then after that, I pushed the whole like wall of guitar amps just over, like I just toppled it. And then I was sitting there in front of like all those people, like kind of going, now I don't even have a guitar amp. I have no guitar and I have no amps. Like the whole thing, like where the place on stage where all of that stuff was, is now just bare. There's just like nothing there. There's a bunch of amps like lying on their backs on the ground. And my poor guitar tech, Grady, he was just looking at me like, oh God, this look of just pure fear and terror in his eyes. I apologize to him. I was like, I'm so sorry. But the funny thing is that they had the whole thing back up working in like about 30 seconds. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they did it, but the amps were back up. My guitar, I had a guitar on, and it worked, and everything worked, and then the rest of the show was awesome. And it was just one of those really strange. I felt like I was having a dream. I felt like I was in a dream, like while it was happening. Very, very strange experience. It's on YouTube too. I get a lot of like people are always like, like people ask me about it a lot. So it's like, if anybody wants to see it, it's on YouTube. Just look up Mike.
You should teach
guitar in the Philippines.
You should teach our guys. I mean, well, maybe not Dave. Phoenix can smash a bass, which is actually pretty impressive because they're so like sturdy and thick.
Yeah.
But Brad has tried to smash a guitar before. He doesn't really get very far with it.
Well, you have to commit. You have to really commit.
He treats it very gingerly. It's like
Yeah, you gotta go for it. You have to really go for it. So yeah. I hear somebody keeps writing. Sorry, go on, Mike.
We had a show where Brad tried to smash a guitar and like didn't really get there, and Chester like took it out of his hands and bashed the shit out of it. Just like, dude,
there you go.
You don't know how to do that. Whack.
Yeah, it requires commitment, and it sucks because on one hand you're like destroying this instrument that someone else could be playing. That's always my my problem with smashing an instrument, because some kid could be playing that guitar somewhere and I feel bad. But every once in a while though, you just gotta smash one. It's kind of a necessary evil, So there you have it. Somebody keeps writing. I keep seeing things about Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters.
I just
gotta say, I just keep saying, I just keep seeing it, and I just want to say that I love Dave Grohl and I love the Foo Fighters. Those guys are our friends, and I love them, and that's awesome. We should all do a tour together sometime.
Oh, maybe that's why they said Dave Grohl bitched about LP. That was like years ago, I think, though.
Oh, Dave Grohl didn't like you guys? Is that he say something?
No, he actually said
bad things about anybody.
I know, which makes it so weird. You know what? I think the thing about that, and it was like over. I think it was like 2 years ago. He said something about our live show, and he had some misconception about us playing the like backing tracks. So I guess for the record, and maybe for Dave, you can tell your buddy Dave that we actually don't play the backing tracks. There aren't specifically like vocals. I think he had heard that we played to like a vocal track, and that actually is bullshit. So, and to clear up another rumor, by the way, which I've seen going on online recently, Chester has never had vocal surgery. Some of you guys may have seen this some places where it was like, where they're back with a new record, and after Chester's vocal surgery, he has never had vocal surgery. So don't ask him how he's doing from his surgery. He had a shoulder surgery, but it was super minor, and it was not his voice. So that's the scoop.
All right.
I'm getting texts from my friend who's waiting outside right now for me to come get them, and so I need to run. They've been sitting. That phone call we heard, like 5 minutes, I'm trying to get in. So I got to run. Mike, awesome to hang out with you in a video chat for a minute.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
Have a great time on the road and all that stuff until we see you on for the Honda Civic thing.
Yeah, I'll see you soon, Mike. Have fun. Peace.
All right, and thanks.
Love you guys.
Everybody joining us in the chat and on Twitter and everything. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting the bands. Bye.
Bye.